is 709 Meridian, an audio commentary podcast. My name's Andrew.
And this is D.
And we have reached the point where we are going to be watching the 2011 thing. We made some choices, and this is where we have ended up. Someday, we might end up with the 2005 fog. We don't know yet, but we have today ended up here with
Let's put it
2011's
the thing.
The Thing.
We'll put it this way. We have more of a chance to watch 2005's The Fog than we do any of the damn Rob Zombie Halloweens. So
That is true, everybody.
those of you who had your hopes up,
we have not figured out what it'll take to get D to watch a Rob Zombie Halloween. So
no, I'm a dream killer with that one.
Okay. Speaking of killed dreams, The Thing 2011. So I read the Wikipedia very quickly while we were talking pre-show. So in the aughts, every John Carpenter movie got remade of a certain era. We had Assault on Precinct 13, which I would love to do because that one's pretty good. We had The Fog. We had threats of Escape from New York with Gerald Butler. I vaguely remember that Gerald Butler not panning out helped kill that one. I can't.
And he ended up doing Olympus Has Fallen or something.
Yeah, he ended up doing those things, which
the first one's the only one worth watching. The other ones are ass.
Yeah, but they're, cheaper Lionsgate, right? B- studio action thrillers where you have the original IP and you have no audience expectation. So it's not going to be like Escape from New York where you were paying that IP and other things.
And Butler was yet to be replaced by the late, damn, I fucked up my own gig. Fucked up my own, what's his face? Guy who passed away took over the
Walker?
The substitute.
Williams. Oh shit.
Williams.
Wow. Treat Williams is a direct-to-video Tom Berenger. Okay.
There you go. Oh, well, Tom Berenger is direct-to-video Tom Berenger now.
Well, Tom Berenger was always direct-to-video, Harrison Ford probably? Would he have been the A tier of a...
No, that would have been... Well, what's-his-face hadn't started doing direct-to-videos yet. Because remember, Dennis Quaid was always clout-chasing Harrison Ford until there's a certain point where he said, fuck it.
Yeah, but that's Russell Crowe's fault. Well, it's not. I'm sure they had a very bad marriage.
Russell Crowe fucked it up.
If we wouldn't be dealing with the current reality of Dennis Quaid if it weren't for Russell Crowe, and Russell Crowe was not worth it for anyone, it turns out. Okay, we could actually do this as a whole episode, which we might end up doing during The Thing to avoid watching it. But instead, we are going to kick this off. But the Escape from New York didn't happen. The Halloween remake did happen, and it was what we just discussed, the Rob Zombie one. And then that basically fizzled it out. There was no more Carpenter IP to do except The Thing. And we've talked ad nauseum last episode about how I've talked ad nauseum about how The Thing Universal sort of resurrected The Thing's reputation through home video, and it really carried into the early 2000s home DVD thing, blah blah blah. But basically they weren't willing to strip mine it in the same way. It's surprising they don't just do it today. Like the desperate, they're not Warner Brothers, right? We're not totally desperate yet, but they tried not to be totally desperate. They hired a European director who had absolutely nothing else under his belt except looks like a student film, or if not a student film, a two-person film from about 10 years earlier. He directed a bunch of commercials. They cast Mary Elizabeth Weinstadt, so she Well, we can talk about it during the movie if it ever comes up.
Hmm.
Sam Edgerton, is that which one of them's Joel Edgerton's in it?
Joel.
So
Yeah.
basically, that one white guy who looks like that other white guy, who looks vaguely like the white guy from Avatar, who isn't in a Fast and the Furious movie, is,
No.
just generic white guy X is in this movie. Um, and then a bunch of European guys, including Big Red from the Game of Thrones, which we'll point
Mm.
out. And then, so this came out, it was a bomb. Everybody hated it. But it was cheap as fuck. I just saw it was 38 million, which is cheap as fuck for 2011. That's so
Mm.
cheap.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
so they must have been filming it in a state park in Vancouver. So let's kick it off and just get this over with because it's 102 minutes. So,
All right. Okie dokie.
and just to announce our first season after the summer of duologies will be Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes, indeedy.
We needed something nice, and I was going to shit mouth music video or commercial directors, but then I remembered Axel F. Guy does a fine job, and he's just a video director or a commercial
Hmm.
director.
Commercial
All right,
director.
starting in
All righty.
three, starting in three, two, one, play.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at there.
so excited. So I mentioned it last episode, maybe even the episode before when we were talking about what we're going to do next. I gave up on this movie at a certain point, and I will be pointing that out to everyone. So, okay, our
This is my
co-production.
first run through with this one. Oh, it's Morgan Creek.
Uh, uh, there
I
were
guess
a
they came.
number of Frozen thrillers in this era. So we had Whiteout, which I
Oh yeah.
remember liking enough, and I don't want to revisit it in case I'm wrong. There was also like, was it Windblown or something? There's an Emily Blunt one where she's trapped in a car during a snowstorm. Um, we had a slight comeback of the of the Frozen thing.
Mm.
Oh, I know why it was only $38 million. It's because they used the cut scene from the video game from 2002.
So here we are on the frozen tundra. I guess we're gonna see some familiar shit.
So this is a prequel to the thing. That's
Yeah.
why they're all Europeans who are going to speak English. But it is they didn't want to sequelize the thing because, oh,
Yeah.
oh God, a joke.
Wow.
Yep. So I mean,
They have a
already
guy named Olaf.
we had also had some other 2011. I think Dead Snow was out by now, so that was the Norwegian somewhere up there. Uh,
Mm.
Killers, Nazi zombies, and the guy eventually came and made Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters or whatever the big budget one was with
Oh, Renner.
Renner. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he went back. But we had people from overseas, if you really wanted to do it as a Norwegian centered thing, there were established people who could do it, and they weren't just generally going like I did. They're just from up there. It's some white guy from up there somewhere.
Mm.
But the original thing, of course, opened, or last week's thing, 82 thing, opens with the dog and the
Yeah.
amazing sequence. Instead, here we've got fucking banter in a foreign language, which is fine if it were good, but it's not good.
Yeah. And that joke.
Right.
That joke is a Paul Mooney joke. I've seen him tell that joke on one of his shows.
I mean, 82, maybe. Okay, so
How some Norwegians knew Paul Mooney, I'll never know. But Oh, look at this. They've slid into a crevice.
Show's good, everybody. Resident Alien, and it got renewed for another season.
Hmm.
Um, it also takes. It also has special effects like this. Less color grading, but the same level of CGI.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's basically what's going to give it away is that, like, we'd already had Aliens versus Predator. We'd already had a lot of shit by 2011. So it's just kind of like,
Really?
yes. What
They
also
dropped the
pisses,
title on you like,
yeah, from the abyss, actually. So what
yeah.
it's also what some of what I'm saying is this is just late. Now it's supposed to be a period piece set in 82,
Mm,
which is going to limit our technology, but already that screen is beyond 1982, right? Like
yeah.
we're having a movie made by people who don't know how to do the period piece, which
Right,
is
because even
fucking
I bet the hair isn't even good.
well, I mean, it's
The
they're all going to
haircuts.
be Norwegian. We're not going to know. There's a movie called The Thaw with Val Kilmer doing his direct-to-video thing where they thaw
Mm.
out a woolly mammoth and it
Oh my God.
spreads.
Poor Val.
Yeah, he his direct-to-video stuff was not great. Um,
Oh, that's why do I want to say Eric Allen Kramer? That's Eric Christian Olsen. Damn these names. And the Huntress.
yeah. But wait, who's this guy?
Hmm.
The goofy guy?
That's
The
Eric Christian Olsen.
what's he from?
He had the honor of playing young Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, the prequel.
Oh,
And he was also in a couple other goof movies, you know.
okay.
And he ended up, I think, on a cop show. One of those, I think NCIS or one of those. And because we have to drag a Ripley into this,
Including very alien music
oh,
to accompany it. So what we're doing is we're explaining how we lead to the end. Presumably, this movie's going to end with the dog going across the thing.
yeah.
But this is
Oh.
such good period piecing. Such good period piecing. See, I think I went into this initially going, it's going to be a bunch of cool Antarctica vistas. It can't be that bad, except what I didn't understand is that we've let the CGI backdrop sort of it's on
And they kind of fixed it so it's like, well, this doesn't necessarily have to take place in 82.
yeah. If you started watching it now,
You
you
wouldn't know.
you wouldn't other than the lack of cell phones.
Yeah.
And we're not lighting it like it's 82.
No,
Our
not at all. It's not being shot like it looks like a there's been movies in recent years where they managed to get the look of whatever time. Like I just watched Late Night with the Devil
Yeah,
a little while ago, and it's different, but it literally looks like it could have been from back then, with the exception of some janky style choices.
yeah.
It looks like it could have been something from back then. It's not a hard thing to do, but when you do something like this and it literally is supposed to take place at a particular point in time, you have to work a little extra because these people, they're suited up, and because you look like this anytime you go out in the winter, you know?
Yeah, this is any polar expedition movie, right? Like we're
Yeah.
also we're getting the absolute shit light coming on the back of
Hmm.
white guy 5 there. Um and it's just kind of like do that better. Do this better. That is a terrible CGI helicopter. Like it looks like it's out of that one of the what's that fucking game where you get dropped into an island and you kill bad guys or something and it's just like a sandbox action game. Um but it's just like you get in different vehicles and you shoot shit and it's just like it looked like a model out of that and it's like we
Mm-mm.
so one thing that we can very quickly discuss is that modern movies, and this wonderfully fits into Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, currently streaming on Netflix, not a
Or blood.
sponsor of the show, but they could be. One thing it does in its first act is it establishes the visual mise en scène, if you
Hmm.
would, where
Hmm.
like you get an idea of what sort of um just sort of the language of the style of the film you're about to watch, right?
Hmm.
And then this just plays into the standard generic. This is an episode of XYZ show on. This is like a network television
Yep.
prestige. It's the general prestige thing, but it's like the lower prestige thing, and so they're half-assing it without even like they're taking a shortcut without even um
Yeah, without even
doing
trying.
the without even trying, without even, taking advantage of it, which is but I mean it's just like did I say on when we were recording that it cost 38 million?
Uh,
Um I feel like they could have spent 39 and paid for a better
just
cinematographer. I'm just saying.
yeah, because there's got to be a Carpenter devotee or a Cundy didn't shoot it, did he?
Andy
The
shot
thing
82.
he
Yeah,
shot
he did.
82.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got somebody that could do him.
You totally
I've
have
seen
somebody
it.
who can do him, right? Like
I've seen it.
every A24 movie could do Dean Goody. We've seen it, right? Like,
Yeah.
but okay, so let's pinpoint that in time though. This is 2011, so this is even before Bloomhouse, right?
Hmm.
Like, so this is 2011. Had the Halloween 2 even come out yet in 2011?
I don't know. Wait,
Or was that 2010?
this is Rob Zombie one.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably did around 20. Yeah. Oh, see, look at this. Yeah, that's not.
You get to look at the video game model. It also doesn't help that dude sucks. And here's
Hmm.
what I will say. I am fine with us having the female protagonist. I'm fine with it being Mary Elizabeth Weinstein, whatever. Dude, obsessed German or obsessed Norwegian dude ought to be a
Uh-huh.
chick. Ought to be obsessed Norwegian chick. Just
Yeah, if
saying.
they're gonna go that route in this,
Yeah, just do it because you're throwing a bunch of women into this situation anyway, which is super duper probably. I mean, I don't know the stats. We could look it up. We could do a FOIA and find out what the actual
I
stats
mean,
were,
because
but it seems
weren't they on a
unlikely.
roll with those? There was a while where they were trying to do a lot of these with the whole female part, um, because what's the one where they got trapped in the cave? The Descent
Oh, the
became a
descent.
thing.
Yeah, that was a thing for a second. Well, I'm also just implying that you could get a better actor in that
Hmm.
part too. Okay, so this movie. So now in the Thing 82, they do not find the monster themselves. Also, we need to point out that by this time, um, Swedish thrillers were a thing or whatever.
Yeah,
So, like,
they were.
those
Um,
white European thrillers, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
yes, yep.
and a bunch of TV. So there were better ways of doing this, probably for the same budget. Maybe just giving it to a fucking Norwegian production team or something, like, and
Hmm.
whatever. But, and this was also pre Prometheus, right? Yes, Prometheus was like
Hmm.
2013 or 14. Okay. So, I mean, I guess we have this to thank that you don't do a low budget one of these, but then also Blade Runner 2 proved you don't do a big budget one of these either. Okay, never mind. Um this is this should basically be a remake of the 1951
Yeah.
to 3 Thing from Another World because they find the alien in that. They find the spacecraft in that. They don't find it second. So here we have them finding the spacecraft first.
Hmm.
Oh, it should have fucking opened with the saucer crashing again. It should have just straight up opened with the same shot. I mean, updated and not shitty. And before anybody goes, well, you can't do this stuff not shitty or make it look time inappropriate. Star Trek the Motion Picture, they've busted ass to always make that thing look like it was top of the line special effects
Yep.
for 1980. So on a very limited budget. They've never had money to do that shit. So
Uh-uh.
hire someone better is what I'm saying. Also, the special effects in this are done by the company who did the special effects for District 9, which is
Oh,
the piece of
the
shit.
alien. Yeah.
Yeah, Neil Blomkamp piece of shit. So we were
But
still
they,
trying to. Sorry.
yeah, they had there's a big debate though, because they said they did do practical effects, and it was like the studio was like, no, this has to be CGI. So they've redid certain effects with CGI reluctantly, even though they would have worked as practical.
So there's that one.
Yeah.
There's talking about how this got recut. The screenwriter for this is the guy who wrote Nightmare on Elm Street, and he says that this is totally different from what they did again. So that just keeps happening to him. But the big problem is, dude here, European lead dude. Oh, there's Big Red from Game of Thrones. European lead dude can't be a Bond villain is bad. That's the problem. Is the mad scientist is bad. And the mad scientist in the 1951 to 3 one is an overacting um absurd jackass too. But
Mhm.
that's 1953. This is supposed to be 82. And it's a movie related to the movie about how we don't have, Wilford Brimley. When did Wilford Brimley turn on us in his understated performance, selling us Folgers by the cup? Like, it's not, it just, with this much of a delay and not continuing the story, this is, as appropriate to discuss this week, a legacy sequel of some sorts.
Mm,
So, kind of, you look at this fucking lighting. Like, look at this shit.
yeah, it's not harsh like
No,
the
and
other one.
I feel like I guess we'll have to pay attention. Are they doing digital backdrops for that kind of shot? Because that was the thing in what's that show? Legends of Tomorrow. At some point, I'm just like, wait a second, they can't. I was like, oh god, it's just digital backdrops. I'm like, they're that cast is really good at acting on a green screen. Like, fucking shameful what they did to them. So we've had all sorts of other movies with this type of sequence. We're not doing it with any suspense. Like, I think there's a big
Right.
sequence in a Jurassic Park with it or something. Like, getting a blood sample is a thing that we should be able to do with
Oh
visual.
shit. That's right. Dude, I keep forgetting to send you Zombie.
Zombie?
Yeah, it's like this music video
Okay.
and it's done with old GI Joes
Okay.
and it's a homage to the thing.
Hell yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
I, g- I keep forgetting to send you
All
that shit.
right.
I got to remember to send you that shit. It's
Um,
probably better than this.
so we've got another lady there.
Matter of fact,
We haven't mentioned the
let me write that down.
um we've got a bunch of Americans here who we didn't know about in the original thing. In the original thing, they were just supposed to be Norwegians, and now we have a bunch of Americans in the cast, and um, making it more accessible. And 2011, I would say 2011 is toward the tail end of when you couldn't do subtitles. So now we're in this era where um, subtitles, a whole generation of young people with good hearing have
Yeah.
subtitles on just because they prefer to watch like that. Squid Game, etc., etc. 2011 is sort of at the end of when people were going to be worried about that. Though, when's the Wolverine from? 2012 or
I think
2013?
so. It might
I
be 2012.
There was some whole thing with the Wolverine where the conspiracy theory is Aronofsky dropped out because he wanted to do it entirely in Japanese,
Wow.
and when he didn't win Best Director for Black Swan, he lost any leverage for that,
Mm,
like that he could convince the studio to do it. So whatever, but subtitles were still a thing, and so having this cast of basically not lovable Norwegians. Because I mean, shit, we watched The Rain on Netflix. Is that Danish or some shit? Like
hmm.
we watched that entirely subtitled. So it's like a normal thing now that you're gonna watch casual entertainment subtitled. At this point, fuck no, you weren't. Fuck no, you weren't gonna watch casual entertainment subtitled.
Uh-uh.
So Just something to think about.
So already things are getting spooky.
We are 24 minutes into it, so things things in the original thing got spooky at minute 2, so or minute
Yeah.
3, so we're behind.
And Oz here, dude from Oz with the little hat. He's still around, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on some show, I'm sure. Feel like if you were on Oz, you get to work forever. As
Yeah. You kind of ingratiated yourself with somebody that's in the know.
yeah, you did your casting director a favor back in the day by going on Oz.
But then again, a
And
lot of those guys are they're New York guys.
oh god.
What the so it wow. Oh, okay, so yeah.
The CGI backdrops are for the reshoots. Duh. Okay, that explains it. Maybe not. Those are some
Hmm.
really fucking harsh Christmas lights. Like, just be as well lit as one of the first Friday the 13th movies. That's not a hard thing. Though, this guy's use of Panavision is kind of,
Mm.
could be used as an example why you shouldn't use Panavision. Like,
Well, one thing is, I know when they shot it, probably some jackass was like, "Man, this looks just like the original.
oh yeah.
You guys really did a good job."
Oh yeah. Also, I haven't mentioned yet, but the music. So the original thing score is an Ennio Morricone score that there's some weird legal stuff with that they can't release an extended version, blah blah blah. Um, Tarantino used cues from it, unused cues from it as the score for The Hateful Eight, which I
Hmm.
still have yet to see, but that means that these fuckers could have used those unused cues for
Yeah.
it but did not. Instead, they got whoever this is going to be, Junkie XL or whatever.
Oh, it's too bad Daft Punk didn't get more into scores.
Yeah, it's very weird that they never. It just seems like you could convince there to be more um, sort of score crossover these days.
Yeah,
Like
because
more,
their Tron shit was is still great.
yeah. So it's just like, why don't you get some other band to do the score for something? Like some other DJ duo, not
Yeah.
Junkie X, not Tom Hulkenberg and whoever he's friends with that day. So we can't. I mean,
Oh.
it's not like Michael, what's his face, Giancano or whatever, is so bad that he's actually a much better movie director than he is a score composer. The guy who directed the Werewolf by Night special.
Hmm.
That's the guy who does the music for J.J. Abrams.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of, has anybody really talked about how come John Williams' Indy 5 score, while not great, is not as anywhere near as bad as the Star Trek 9 score, because the Star Trek 9 score, it sounds like they Jimmy Doohand him. Indiana
Mm,
Jones does not sound like they Jimmy Doohand him. Okay, so another thing about the thing was it really loved showing us this kind of gore that it was doing. And so here, not only are we doing CGI, we're
yeah.
doing poorly lit CGI, so we don't have to show it.
Uh,
Such good music from.
dun dun dun.
Oh wow, is this the music from what's that Van Damme movie in the what's it called in the
Bayou.
no, not no, it's not the sports one.
Oh,
Sudden Death, is that Sudden
sudden
Death?
death. Yeah, the hockey one, right?
Yep,
Die Hard in a hockey
yep.
rink. Oh
Also
no!
known as no, it's actually not. Maybe it's not cool that Peter Hames is still making movies.
I will give him though. Time Cop is probably the best Van Damme movie, hands down.
Yeah, and I do like The Relic.
Yeah, I gotta see that one again. That's
So,
is that who's in that?
and Miller and Tom Sizemore.
Okay, yeah. See, Penelope Ann Miller is another one who probably could have benefited from more of these. Like I could have seen her as Mary Elizabeth, what you call it, part in this.
Yeah, she never tried that. I mean, she did the damsel. She did
Yeah, she did
postmodern
Damsel,
damsels.
and then she went from that to Mom because she was already aged out after a certain point.
She did try TV, but she did the Tom Selleck one,
Mm.
and that she quit because she was just his office nag. She wasn't actually like a supporting character like they told her. But she
Oh
would have
wow.
benefited from early a nice switch to
Yeah.
TV because it did not go well after I don't
Yeah,
know
the '90s, because she was all
after
over
the
the place in the
yeah
'90s.
the 2000s, and then now it's
Yeah.
just
Well, she's Mom now. I saw Along Came a Spider the other day. I was like, oh damn, she's
yeah, but that
the
was
mother in that.
2006 or something, 5.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
early 2000s.
so just post even the artist was sort of the last hurrah. um
Mm.
yeah, so you don't want to know what she's doing right now.
Uh,
She's in a movie with Jack Quaid's dad right now.
is he playing a crazy man in that too?
Oh, she's in the Reagan biopic.
Oh, Reagan. Wow.
It's her, Dennis Quaid, and John Voight, I believe.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So I'm sure Jack Quaid sits around the boys set going to Simon Pegg, I wish you were my real daddy. And he could say that to Carl Urban.
Yeah, but
Oh, dude.
he's carving out a niche for
He
himself.
is.
He's all over the place. I didn't know he did a voice in Spider Verse.
Neither.
Yeah, he allegedly he played Spider Gwen's Peter Parker.
I haven't seen the second one yet, so
Okay,
waiting.
it's pretty good. You know,
Yeah, I just don't want to
I don't
wait
think it
that
was better
long.
than the first one though.
Okay, first one's great.
Really, yeah, the
Yeah.
first one was amazing.
Okay, so again, here's and this is sort of the American Werewolf in Paris. You have to do a better job. You
Yeah,
have to do on par or better, and it should be better. This is clearly worse. This is clearly like I feel like if you'd given the Sci-Fi Channel money, they would have done a better job with this. That was a head. This is
yeah.
terrible. Oh my god, this is terrible.
So he didn't even get a chance to copy them all the way.
Well,
Mm.
so we're doing the same scene again, only with really cheap.
A lot of goo.
Yeah. Just because they stopped selling it at the supermarket didn't mean they stopped making it. I also like how everybody clearly has had their hair touched up before the scene shoots.
Right. It just
Like,
doesn't at all look. It looks too glossy. They look too. It's not natural and lived in as they want it to look,
right.
or
And
it's
the lighting.
artificially lived in.
So, the other thing we got to talk about with the lighting is we've got a bunch of cheap mood shadows here. There aren't cheap mood shadows in the thing. The thing is either light or dark because these are fluorescent light bulbs in 1982, which is what we should be seeing here, and we are not.
Uh-uh. The autopsy scene in Blade 2 is better than this.
Isn't she a fucking autopsy person? Or no, she's like a
Mm.
ancient species
Yeah, species is.
specialist. I just feel like she should know what a thing like that looks like if she's an MD. She's been like in a surgical rotation. She should know what a fucking janky 1970s medical like whatever is.
Mm.
But okay, now that I've noticed the lighting thing, I'm really pissed off. Also, we are not to the point where I quit watching this yet, which is fucking hilarious because I would like in hindsight, it was clear to give up right away.
Yeah. You know what else this group is missing? They're missing an outsider.
Right, they're missing a
'Cause,
McReady,
yeah, they're missing
actually,
a Mac.
right?
Yeah.
So they're missing an outsider. Also, this dude needs to be great, is actually what the problem is. He needs to be like the dark horse performance. Also, shouldn't they be have better? So that's supposed to be real. They're seeing it in the context of the movie. So the special effects on the cells should have been a lot better too.
Mm.
Okay, here we go.
Or it was supposed to look more like those films.
Lens flare. Yeah. Bad lighting that we shouldn't have because we can see the lights.
Yeah, you suck. Oh, is this who turned?
So this dude is one of the I can't get rid of my accent, so I'm gonna
Fake it till I
rough
make it.
it, fake it till I make it. Yep.
That's that's Uncle Owen, isn't it? Or is that
Yeah,
the other
that's
guy?
Uncle Owen. Ugh.
Okay, so he was the one in a Jason Bateman movie, The Gift, which
Oh yeah.
uh,
Is the wife somebody good in that? I was curious about it, but
that's
is it Rebecca Hall?
yeah, it was Rebecca Hall who just kind of she's good at just staying in her lane, pretty much. I don't think I've seen anything outstanding from her.
Okay, so these are tooth fillings, I believe.
Oh,
Okay, this is about where I stopped watching. So they're taking this guy to get medical treatment. Um, oh my God, do I have fillings? So now, in one version of the story, I believe the Ron Moore one, according to Wikipedia, the audience was going to know who was a thing, but the things weren't going to know they were things or something.
oh wow.
Yeah. So we're literalizing again. We're
Yeah, making it simple.
yeah. So we're taking away the mystery of the first one. Okay, so now we've had a bloody thing in the bathtub. We've got the helicopter taking out. Okay. So she thinks it's a thing. She's like, no, wait, don't, don't do it. Stop. It's cold out here. Pay attention to me. Oh, she's waving goodbye to me. That's sweet. Okay. Okay. Got some CGI. We got some bad composites. They're ignoring it because ladies. Oh, no, wait. He's
Yeah.
going to land. Okay. But then,
Hey, wasn't there a wheelchair guy? No,
okay.
thought it
They're
was
going to
like a Stephen
land.
Hawking sitting on a helicopter. Oh, wait a minute. Uh,
Wait for it.
really?
Hold on. We're not over yet. We got some bad CGI to do. It's not Far Cry. God, what is that game called? Okay, hold on. Okay. In what universe is it a better creative choice to include the reveal
Hmm.
instead of just leaving it a mystery to Mary Elizabeth Weinstead, like to the viewer as well? What did we get out of that.
Yeah.
Interchangeable Norwegian 9 turned out to be the thing and not the person we thought. We got to see some terrible, truly terrible CGI,
Uh,
and that, and that was when I jumped ship.
that's
I,
why this sucks as a prequel. It's already jumping the gun on everything when this should be the one where it takes its time almost as much as the first one.
and it's not one of those things where you can be like, well, Mary Elizabeth Weinstedt's the problem. She's not the problem. Like, her character's not the problem. The
No.
problem is that mad scientist guy isn't like, these fuckers are not compelling at all. And that's where they lost the plot. There's also way too many of them still. Like, look at this.
Yeah, right? What the this is aliens before the Marines got wiped out.
Right, this is them up on the ship with the cooks. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and they're all interchangeable. Like that's the other. They just have them set up to be killed. You know, this is cannon fodder. That's why they don't have any personalities.
Whereas with the first movie, of course, there's a lengthy sequence establishing all the characters.
Everybody's a red shirt,
Yeah.
so it's like you don't have to have any attachment to them because they're not going to be around very long. Simon McCorkadale over here, who probably would have been better.
Just saying he probably would have been better. Yep. With a fake accent.
Hmm. They keep fucking with her hair,
It's got to be because of the reshoots.
and it's so noticeable.
But I mean, look at all these guys as fucking quaffs. Like,
Yeah, look how unshaggy they are. They
even the
just have
shaggy
beards.
guy, it's very shaggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the shaggy guy, it's unshaggy. And this dude has more fucking Brill cream in his hair than
He's got that Fonzie.
why
They
looking into
just
the
slicked his
camera.
hair. I'm scared.
Hurry up.
Right. Okay, so it got the dog
Yeah,
already.
yeah, we got
Um,
one of the guys. And then another one of the guys. Is there been a dead there's a dead guy at this point because it ate him, right?
yeah, they
Like,
one
yeah.
guy. Then there's the helicopter guys. I'm guessing one of the dude is gonna come back, right?
Oh God, are we gonna get yes. We're gonna
We're gonna
get
get a
them
fake.
coming back. And
I
which one of
survived
them
this
it yeah.
crash, and One of them's is a thing.
But are they going to have their own adventure before this where we're confused about it? It's not how that room would light. It's not. Nobody's going to use a fucking soft 40 in Antarctica. Also, there's no light that would be coming into her thing. Also, did they just.
Wow. Seriously?
Yep.
Kill it.
Such a good movie. You know, it's a good movie. The Faculty. Faculty's a good movie.
Right? Man, you know what? I
You
almost
want
want
to,
to cut this shit off, man.
you want to stop this and watch The
This is
Faculty?
some
Yeah.
garbage, man.
This is definitely one of our AVP 2 tier movies.
Yeah, because this is.
Come on, he's got a flamethrower.
There's no suspense at all.
Nope.
There's no tension. This is strictly for. I've never seen the thing before.
Played the video game, the well reviewed video game.
Yeah, I've only played the game.
Wow, that's.
Ugh. Mary said, "I'll be damned if I'm sharing this fucking screen with another female for more than I have to."
Uh,
Burn. It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Spoiler. Oh,
Yeah.
their sight lines are all going to different places.
That's a lot of gas. Just light it up.
Okay, are we now down to one, two? We got six. Nope, seven, eight.
Uh, is this a jump scare? Oh,
No, it's the we
it's
can't
them
know who
burning
we
up.
are.
It's them burning up. What's his face in the one guy who got burned?
This is like this would be bad. I would be so angry if I were watching this direct to video in 1993. Like Tremors 3 is so much better than this. Like
Wow.
so much better. Tremors 4 is probably better than this. It's
It's like they used the other movie as a roadmap and marked off certain things. Said, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. Problem is, you don't have to be beholden to do the exact same shit as the other
Right.
movie. Like this should have just wow. Glad I never saw this. Jeez,
I
it's
hate
so
the
bad.
light so much. So much. What are you doing with your fucking
I
lights?
mean, it even looks exactly like the same set as it's almost like made up like the same layout as the other one.
Right. Just to be interchangeable. But the thing is, you're not watching, you're not flipping, but you don't have to flip between the Thing 82 and the Thing 2011 on cable or something. Like it's just it's very much like the fog. There's just not a single good idea to it, it turns out.
Yeah, I'd rather they just
Blow
did this
themselves up.
more like the fog, the remake. Because this is it's sloppy. It's just
The fog was from 2000, what, 5 or 6? So that
yeah.
was
That was,
before
hmm,
sort of the standardized. I mean, this was 2011 was pretty standard in the or pretty early in the sort of reshoot era. So now we're just in this era where you go back and shoot something else because you're filming it on green screen and you kept the costumes around or whatever, and it's a lot easier to do than it was back in the 80s and 90s. So
oh wait a minute.
what is this? Oh,
Oh
there they
no.
are. There they are.
A crap better magic than this.
It's Keith David and
Yeah, it's the two guys who are, names,
yep.
two recognizable guys. This time Keith David gets to be the thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Or is it both of them?
We need to do the blood test scene. Hold on, I've got an idea. I saw this movie.
Is it Adebisi?
So
And they chose that moment to show up.
so much fun.
They
Yeah, I
didn't.
mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have tried sleeping or something, but I mean, they're the things. So, oh, this dude's still alive. Ugh. So now, in the original movie, the thing from another world. Spoiler alert, folks! If you don't want to, that one spoiled for you. The mad scientist goes super mad in that, and he helps the thing.
Huh?
So, because it's, he needs to help it survive. So we shall see if the mad scientist in this helps the thing at any point, just to help it survive.
Honestly, they could have just called this one that. The thing from another world. Imagine how many people picked this up at the video store or, before they shut them all down.
The red
Did this
box. Just
yeah, did
think
this
about
make
this at
it?
the red box.
How many people were expecting the Kurt Russell one and then they end up with this bullshit?
If it was that many, I feel like this is one of those movies that everybody's forgotten existed because why the fuck would you remember it?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
what
It's
if
not
anything?
Nothing special about it. They could have even changed the title to it. It could have just been another whole nother, hey, we gotta kill this thing movie. They could have called it a thing, another thing,
Their thing.
the thing again.
The thing begins.
Right. The thing origins. Oh, geez. Because now this is just counting the minutes till somebody gets it again.
God, what if it's like the other one where a bunch of them live till the very end, and then we have to deal with that? Oh, I feel like this guy's being set up. Not Blondie, but
Mhm.
what's the other way?
Oh,
Oh, here it is.
Jesus. And it looks just, can't. How many sets can we recreate from the other movie? This is like the Halloween Horror Nights, the thing
They're doing
at
something else.
Universal
Hold
Studios.
on. Open your mouth, Lars. Why? What is she doing? She's checking for fillings? Oh my
Oh,
god.
oh, because it can't replicate that, right?
Hmm.
No.
Okay, hold on. We gotta wait to see how long until we get one who doesn't have fillings. We're all waiting for villain
So,
or mad scientist.
oh, and the big tendrils out of the mouth.
He's gonna be fine, but I think Blondie's gonna have the tendril mouth. Jesus Christ, this those dudes were not very smart in the original. Then, if this is really all they needed to do, they should have checked.
Yeah, that too. You can already tell.
Never had. Just say you've never had fillings, asshole, and
Right. Certain people have never had fillings. Well, but wait a minute.
hey, no tentacle mouth yet.
Okay. Yeah, there's just no tension. And again, why would you be so against it? How is opening your mouth that absurd?
And didn't they make them fucking cut their hands
Yeah,
last time? Yeah,
they had to cut their hand and bleed.
with a dirty ass knife. This is just fucking very basic dental inspection. Like, dude, what are they going to do about these?
Wait a minute. Do they have another helicopter?
No, do they? No,
Well, in the other one, weren't they shooting at the dog from a helicopter?
that was a real helicopter. They got rid of that and replaced it with the CGI one. That's a good point. We shall find out. I don't think it leads directly into it or something. Like, I think it's going to be a fucking shitty tie-in. I think they're going to even fuck that up.
Oh,
Okay. Were they both a fucking thing? In which case, does that mean the thing can't? Why would the thing want to be two instead of one?
mm.
I was thinking that I was going to get the remastered game, and then I was like, actually, maybe I don't want to play it. Dumbass.
Well, there you go. Lars, Olaf.
Okay,
I mean,
why didn't they tie these guys up at least?
yeah, they could have done that.
They could have tied them to the chair.
Americans are really. Let me in. Uh,
That is some music. Can't wait to see who did this. Is this even Marco Beltrami? Probably not.
oh, hey, look. Well, maybe Joel, what's his face, is supposed to be the. Oh no!
Um, yeah, I mean, clearly Joel is supposed to be the McReady,
Mac, yeah.
but
There's a
um,
twist on this one.
there's going to be a twist. But also, he looks different than he looked. Like his hair's
His hair's
length is
different. His hair's
different.
cut.
Like Oh yes, of course. There is a
Oh no!
Snyder cut esque call to release the original version of this.
I would guess
So
that's the one that has the practical effects too.
I mean, you certainly wouldn't request more of this CGI. So yeah. Dude, his hair's different than the last scene.
Yeah,
Like a lot.
it keeps changing. Oh, so yeah, he is American
Yeah.
or American. How they say?
Okay. Is McRegan going to show everybody what he already knows?
Oh no!
Like how nobody's reacting until like,
Yeah,
come on, Big
you
Red,
gotta burn him.
Big Red, no, Aww.
Mm.
I
Really?
like
Face hugging?
also. Yep. Wait, is that the mad scientist? No, that's the guy who fell down.
Mm. God.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, okay.
So what we still don't know, and maybe will go unanswered, is if the things ever act in like with subterfuge. So like, is a thing gonna pretend not to be a thing while the other thing is having its freak out? Oh my God, he's not dead yet.
This
Steve
is
Zahn Jr. isn't dead yet.
oh man.
So this is a movie made for the people who are okay with the CGI in those Twilight movies, huh?
Mm. Yeah.
Hot. I mean, in
If
some
this was the
ways,
boys, he would have took it in a place where
I will say that it's interesting that whoever made some creative decisions on this was like, we are just gonna fucking go for all the things we shouldn't go for. Like, we should go for the faces melting together. Sure,
they
let's do
said
that in CGI. It'll look great.
they just said fuck subtlety.
Can you kill him before the thing sticks something through his eye? It's really gross. Also, this is just how Windows gets it.
Yeah. I got to barbecue his ass too.
We should be down to like 3 people.
3 or 4.
God, with a half hour
3.
left. Oh, 10-minute credits, please, please. 10-minute credits. Credit all the fucking PS1 digital assets you used for the special effects on this.
Yep, that's a fire.
We're fucking out of people to get on the helicopter. I'll just point that out.
Right, because there's supposed to be survivors that chased after the dog. At least 2. Maybe Lars made it.
One of the Norwegian. Well, why would the Norwegians be?
Oh, that guy's still around.
This is the guy that we thought was a thing, but apparently is not for sure. And then there's mad scientist.
Oh, well, there he goes.
Again, that didn't need to be literalized from his perspective for our sakes. It would have been a surprise for us. But, really? Another 29 minutes? Come on. It can't be. This is literally functionally
Oh,
the same as an alien movie at this point,
yeah, that's all it is.
with much worse special effects. Okay, so they can join up. Oh no! I want to. Thanks,
Yeah,
movie. The only interesting thing was what were they going to do next? Joel Edgerton can touch it because he's one of the fucking things, lady. I feel like Mary Elizabeth Weinstedt, the reason she didn't take off is because everybody assumed Kristen Stewart was somebody who Kristen Stewart wasn't going to be. And that's like the spot Mary Elizabeth Weinstedt would have taken. The
mm,
not Kristen Stewart. But then it turned out Kristen Stewart was going to do Twilight esque spin offs or fucking
yeah, something similar.
Snow White and the Huntress type franchise stuff.
I did see. I saw Mary's dance movie. Can't remember when that came out, but that was really bad.
Do Save the Last Dance?
No, it was. She did a. She did one of those. I'm so talented as a dancer, but I don't know if I should pursue it. Movies,
Oh, okay.
but it wasn't ballet. It was like street dance. I mean, she
Okay.
was terrible.
Okay.
I don't know what it is with her and bad scripts, but and she shouldn't piggyback on what's his name either. Ewan. I know they're together and shit, but don't piggyback on your dude. They're in that show together, I think now.
That's right. They were in Fargo together, but in separate plot lines. So that
Mm. See, it works like that, but in this one, I think they actually interact, and that's never a good thing.
learn from Brad and Angelina
Yep.
and Ben and Jennifer. The
Yeah. Plural.
plural. God, how much longer? It can't be.
No, they didn't do a Jurassic Park
You can't have
scene.
22 minutes left. Yes, they did, but they did it with less. Um, by the figure from McFarlane's Movie Maniacs, exclusively at San Diego Comic Con 2010. Bud,
Too bad from Masters of the Universe.
she was fine the whole time. Listen to this fucking Batman and Robin music.
Matter of fact, why is there music playing? Like
To
remember
distract from the CGI.
the other one had a score, but it wasn't like there was a reason why they didn't play music all the
It was
fucking
yeah, it
time.
was non was it reactionary or whatever?
Right. It wasn't supposed to induce an emotion. It wasn't supposed to tell the audience, "Hey, you guys, be scared. This is exciting." Ugh, this fucking movie, man.
Okay, mad scientist. The Whiteout movie has an extended crawler chase sequence too,
Uh,
just like in the middle of nowhere for it. Who's in that? Columbus Short's the sidekick in that. He's good.
hmm.
I think he's problematic or something, but he was good in that.
Wow.
And then one of the other interchangeable white guys, I think the lead from Hawaii Five O, that
Uh,
dude. Hey, are you a fucking thing? Are you a fucking thing? He's got a pierced ear, so theoretically he can't be a thing.
oh, that's right. We never saw what happened to the other guy.
You
We also didn't
know,
get somebody killed by accident.
yes, we did. They shot, well,
Really?
the guy they shot in the head, he was human.
Oh,
So they had a quick moment of that. Here we're going through poorly lighted stuff to the, oh, we need to blow the thing up. Okay. This should have been so much better. Just like if this is all it was that the thing getting to the spaceship.
oh man.
This is also an episode of Resident Alien, which is much better.
This is the climax of Predator 2.
Oh yeah, it is. That's why it seems so familiar.
Eh.
Hey, is that CGI? I can't tell. There aren't a lot of movies where the honest reaction is, you know who should have made this? Paul
Hmm.
W.S. Anderson.
Hmm.
Like they should have just done it. Hey, that's a scene from Alien versus Predator, I think.
Yeah.
She's got to wake up. Oh, what? What's the scene from Alien 4 now? Like, okay, I'm not saying we're going to find out. Are the Mimic sequels better than this?
Oh, Mimic. What's the other one? Species.
No. That one I.
I
No.
think Species and Species 2 were okay. It's whenever, like, all the original cast didn't come back for, like, 3 or 4, and What's Her Face just had a cameo, and they passed it on to another one.
They're not as long.
Mm.
So, theoretically,
You know what they should have done a sequel to? It was on not long ago. They should have did another Bets.
they could
I'm
have.
kinda shocked they didn't do that, do a direct-to-video sequel to that.
God. What am I watching?
Yeah, we're seeing too much here.
What? I'm sorry, are we in flash time or whatever from the DCU or whatever? Like, oh no, those were supposed to be real. Oh oh my god, I think those are supposed to be real objects.
The
Oh,
pixelation.
the pixels. I think the pixels aren't supposed to be like a hologram. I think those are supposed to be, oh god, those are supposed to be real things.
Ugh.
Oh, look behind her. There's a thing behind her.
It's the Queen Alien.
Oh my god. Hey, it's Lost in Space.
Hey, Spider Smith.
Okay, I'm not saying it's the director. I'm not saying it's the screenwriter. I'm not even saying it's the producer. Someone involved in this movie deserves to have a milkshake thrown on them, and I they really do. Fuck you. Like, Jesus Christ, this sucks.
This is bad.
Like, I think this might be worse than Aliens versus Predator too.
It's in that
It's
realm.
yeah, like it's a those two things would be duking it out. I think that's what it was. Is Mary Elizabeth Winstead brought it? It seemed for a second like she wasn't going to make terrible career choices, and so you could like trust her. But the fact is
Mhm.
she was going to make terrible career choices.
Yeah, I because she's not bad.
Nope.
It's all these shitty movies and stuff she's in. Just I almost question her pairing off with what's his face at this point now. Do they really like each other, or is it just a Jennifer Lopez job?
First Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes. Um,
Yeah.
that background that they've broken through was super dumb looking. Oh, so's that music. I should shut up.
Oh, you're supposed to be excited and scared and smile, you son of a bitch.
Been running.
No.
Terrible explosions. 1997 CGI. Like, I've seen the Blender Initiative movies, okay? Or whatever. They fucking do like an annual or biannual. They were doing like open source volunteer fucking short CGI movies every year. Like, the special effects in that are better than that. Like, it's there are people who make better movies than this on their fucking like better special effects than this on their fucking smartphones, I'll bet these days. This is a joke. So people are always talking about how we've lost the lower budget theatrical movie, um, the rom-com, the Hallmark, high budget Hallmark, whatever. The thing is that for a long time, tentpole releases were really fucking terrible
Mm.
if they weren't from Spielberg or Lucas with a big asterisk on it and things like that, right? Like
Mhm.
mainstream movies got pretty shitty. And what happened is so you had these indie or lower budget things that filled the niche of being a solid, exciting 108-minute whatever action movie, um, thriller, whatever, rom com, etc. The thing is that the big budget tentpoles got better. They got more watchable. They got less incompetent, and it just sort of removed the need for this arena for like enough people. But then what happened was they kept making these movies and they were like this and they were just shittier and shittier and shittier. And it really seems to be from about 2005 to 2011. Wait, is she the thing?
She noticed the earring.
Oh,
Yep. He was a thing too. Oh, okay, Ripley.
Sick. Yeah, like
The last known survivor of the Nostromo.
8 minutes left. Is this going to tie into the other one, or
Oh, the whole movie wouldn't have been worth it if they didn't.
I mean, the whole movie's definitely not worth it.
It's not worth it
So,
at all, but yeah, but they got to go full jackass. Hmm?
sorry, what?
Oh, well, okay. Who goes there?
Nope, I hear the helicopter.
Oh,
You thought they weren't gonna. Oh, they had us go. Oh, yeah, baby, do it cheap. Oh,
yeah, but
Jesus.
who are these guys and where the fuck did the helicopter come? Oh, wait.
Yep.
Okay. It's the people who they made a
He's
call on the
very bad
radio.
at his job. The DP.
Yeah.
Oh, he's very bad at his job too. The production designer. Yeah, they suck too. The editors. Sorry. Where's the music?
Eh.
Oh, God. So they did have access to the music because they're using it again right here.
Oh, they took from the ending from Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't make it either. Huh?
Well, no, because we saw that in the other movie.
Right.
So they had to.
Yep, that's the music. Oh, Lars.
Oh, so they lied about Lars not making it.
Here we go.
Wow. So
Oh
whatever
man.
happened to Mary Elizabeth Weinstadt?
Right. What?
Oh God, poor guys. Gillis and Woodruff. Oh, it was Marco. You suck,
Eh,
Marco Beltrami.
I'm guessing the other site wasn't that far from them then, because uh, yeah, fuck this movie.
Okay, so next week, Ulrich Thompson, Mad Scientist. He was bad. Eric Christian Olsen. He was bad. Nobody. I mean, Mary Elizabeth Weinstein wasn't bad
Yeah,
per
they
se,
shouldn't
but
have
Joel
room to be
Edgerton
bad.
she didn't have room to be bad. Joel Edgerton was still bad. Um, oh, they did have puppeteers. So next week, we'll be watching. Hold on, let me get the year because now that I know it's Marco Beltrami, it just so much makes sense. Like, who would hire Marco Beltrami in the year 2011?
Well, he was still the man. Whatever happened to
The man who did the
Mark
bad
Mencia?
music. I would. Mark Mencia actually like hasn't worked since Speed 2. I would fucking love a Mark Mencia score on this. That would have been some excitement.
Uh,
Okay, next week's movie, kicking off our next Toronto. They filmed this in Toronto. Next week's duology will be kicking off with The Thing, 1958, which is 83 minutes long. So, followed, of course, by the 1988 Thing, starring Kevin Dillon, Shawnee Smith,
the
and
Blob.
The Blob. That too. We'll be watching The Blob. Yeah, so the Blob movies, start next week.
And we'll be going further than we ever gone back at this point.
I believe that is correct. BC, as in British
British
Columbia.
Columbia.
What's so funny about the Marco Beltrami score is this would have been a fine score for The Predator instead of
It's
whatever they
literally
had.
a score from something else, though,
Well, yeah, because it's Marco Beltrami.
because it sounds just like at least 4 or 5 other movies.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah,
Oh, and
all the
this is
horns.
also, yeah, where it brings in your Schumacher Batman. Yeah.
Yeah,
God. What's sad is there are people who do scores for TV who don't do movies who could kill something like this. The Doom Patrol guys, uh, who
yeah.
also oddly are the Titans guys, which is
Oh wow.
not the same thing at all. But yeah, because Doom Patrol has a very synth theme vibe going, so they just can lean into that. Okay, these composition fellows, I hope they've improved in their talent as their careers. Oh wait, is this Return of the Jedi music? Hold on. No. Dun, 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 dun.
For some reason, YouTube keeps recommending me videos on the goddamn Ewok movies.
Um,
I don't know why, but at random, I keep getting the movies, the Star Wars movies no one wants you to see.
that are streaming on Disney Plus in 4K now. Um,
Oh my god.
the second one, it was
Oh,
really funny. Pinewood,
Ennio got
Toronto.
credited. The thing in credits.
The second one, somebody was trying to convince me that it was not supposed to be an Ewok movie or something, but it always was. Like, it's really fucking weird. Like, it's a weird movie. And somebody
Well,
was like,
yeah,
that's because it wasn't supposed to be an Ewok movie, but it was. And
because
that
it
makes it even
plays
worse.
more like a fairy tale than anything. Like it could have been anywhere but indoor.
Yeah. But hey, now, those are the
Witches and shit.
witches that are in continuity. So there you go.
Yeah.
I saw this meme where it was like a shot of Alec Guinness in 77 when he's about to fight Vader and he sees Luke and Leia running across the bay. And
Hmm.
somebody's like, this is the moment where Obi-Wan was willing to die because he knew he'd finally gotten to see Luke and Leia together again after all those years since the TV show. And people are like, the beauty of Star Wars is the retconning. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
If you brought Alec Guinness back from the dead through the miracle of future technology and were like, Alec Guinness, you get to live a full life, but all you need to do is tell people what you think of that. And he turns directly to the camera and says, fuck you, and walks away. I was just like, this explains so much about the Star Wars problems that we have now. It's like Pandora's
Yeah.
box.
And he never had much love for him.
Never.
That was just a job.
Demanded he be killed off.
Yeah.
Demanded that they not bring him back for another one
That was just a job for
because he
him.
wanted the money. Which is fine. Alec Guinness and a lot of good stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. So yes, next week we'll be dialing it back to 1958. If we have time, we'll look and see how far back that is. I think our earliest is otherwise going to be fucking Incubus, because
That was
Incubus was
60.
66, I
Yeah.
think, and has been restored, folks. If you want to find a restoration, it has been restored. Yeah, so that was 66. So we are dialing it back 8 more years, setting the DeLorean back 8 more years to 1958, and The Thing, which I have not seen in at least 25 years, and I don't remember the original being very good. The second one has got a lot of good shit in it. The
Yeah,
original,
second one's great. Yeah, the original it became a classic because it's a B movie.
yeah.
Or because Steve McQueen's in it.
Maybe I did see it again and it was bad. I don't know. No, that was Beware the Blob. Okay. Uh, which is also bad.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
you couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't go very far with a monster that's a big, you know, thing of jelly
No,
back then.
yeah, but I mean, and even now we haven't. They're trying to put together a remake now, and it's still a thing. But Where the Blob, I will say, is interesting because you're into the '70s sort of stunt casting era that would last into direct-to-video in the late '80s,
Mm.
where John Astin shows up for no reason as the principal, and you know, a direct USA Up All Night, not super TNA, but the comedies. This was a whole thing where Frank Gorshin was in a bunch of them and stuff like that. It was a very weird sort of. There's not room for you in Hollywood anymore, but there's still an industry. There's enough people. There's an industry, which is not what we'll be watching in either of these films. But that's Beware the Blob. Sort of is a good indicator of that. I think Erin
Yeah.
Gray's in it. No, she's not. She's not in it, but somebody like Erin Gray's in it for a hot minute. Okay, but next week, 1958's The Blob, starring Stephen McQueen. Big deal. Ian McQueen.
Hmm.
When he was 28, I think. Though
Playing
I'm
what,
getting
17?
playing 17, but I'm getting this off of the movie database, and they had Eddie Murphy too old, which made me realize he needs to hit Ernie Hudson's gym more
Yeah.
than I was worried. When I thought he was 69, I thought he was in great shape. If he's 63, he needs to hit that gym. All right, folks, go watch the 82 thing again.
Yeah, skip this one because it's garbage. It's not even, it's not even
Not
worth
even worth.
watching out of curiosity because
No,
now I know why I've avoided it all this time.
nope. It's the
It's
pits.
terrible. So yeah, next week we'll have a schlock, a good time in schlock with the Blob. Hope you join us.
In the winter of '82, beneath Antarctic skies, a spaceship and an alien buried deep in ice. Kate Lloyd, the paleontologist, joins the team of two, with pilots, crew, and scientists. The frozen world is cruel. Buried secrets in the ice, so hard survive. The lost dog lies dead and gone, can extract within. Blood is spilled, the flames ignite, the horror now begins. Buried secrets in the ice, so horror to unfold in the land of endless winter, where stories are retold. Deadly whispers in the night, terror takes its toll in the heart of frozen darkness. Fear consumes the soul. Autopsy reveals the truth. Cells that copy life, infected by the alien, it hides among the strife. Helicopter crash, they fear. Who's human and who's not? Feelings tell the difference as paranoia rots. Juliet's transformation caused demise and flame. Lost with the flamethrower, nothing is the same. Isolation, quarantine, the team must face the test. In the cold, the thing awaits. Survival is the quest. Carter and Jameson return, suspicion in their eyes. Isolation for the ones whose trust is thin as ice. Edward turns, the thing revealed. Jones falls to fate. Split face emerges as the terror propagates. Buried secrets in the ice, so horror to unfold in the land of endless winter, where stories are retold. Deadly whispers in the night, terror takes its toll in the heart of frozen darkness. Fear consumes the soul, and the thing escapes the base. To the ship it goes. Kate and Carter chase it down where the terror grows. Engines roar, the battle rages. Sander meets his end. Kate burns the Carter thing, no way to pretend. Morning comes, the station wrecked. MATTHIJS finds the scene. Lars survives, demands the check to see who's truly clean. Dog revealed the thing, and guys chase it through the snow. In the heart of frozen darkness, the fear will only grow. Buried secrets in the ice, so horror now unfolds in the land of endless winter, where stories are retold. Deadly whispers in the night, terror takes its toll in the heart of frozen darkness. Fear consumes the soul. Buried secrets in the ice, so horror to unfold in the land of endless winter, where stories are retold.